Hello. Oh, right. So today we are looking at Not for Broadcast, which amused me as a title because this game totally is for broadcast. We are broadcasting it. Thank you to Ideate Xbox for the code. To enable me to broadcast this game. So yeah, funny, I guess. Well, it's funny to me. Oh, it was absolutely hilarious at work today. I was in a meeting and one of the people said, well, let's just take a step back. And both me and the other guy in the meeting immediately rolled our chairs back and then looked at each other, and I just burst into laughter. It was like the best thing ever. Also, Leaky, thank you for the resub. Of course, we don't get to hear your "This Game is Glorious Chaos" read out because I don't have voiceover text-to-speech on this scene. So I'm very sorry about that. And also, hi, Havor! But yes, 37 months, Leaky. I much appreciated. Your support is very touching. So Not for Broadcast. This game came out on the 23rd of March, 2023. It has some DLC. There is a season pass, which I'm not sure if more stuff is planning on coming out. There are supposed to be 3 new episodes. Live and Spooky, Bits of Your Life, and The Time Loop. As of now, I believe only Live and Spooky is out. We have this. Not for broadcast. It's because you're always there at the start of the stream, Iniki. You just have to be patient until my face comes up, and then you can do the text-to-speech. So this is developed by Not Games. I'm not sure whether that is a nice pun or because it's literally the Not for Broadcast developers. Published by Tiny Build. Yeah, as I said, it came out on March 23rd, 2023. It is available for PC on various platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and in VR. Patient, you have ADHD and too much caffeine today. Fair enough, I thought caffeine made you sleepy. Has zero effect on me. I need the sugar and the dopamine. Well, I need the dopamine to be hyperactive, or visibly hyperactive, not caffeine. But anyway, it's £20.99, $24.99 for the base game. The season pass runs at £16.74. $19.99. You can grab the deluxe edition, which includes a season pass, for £33.49 or $33.99. So it is cheaper to grab the deluxe edition if you want all of the DLC. Basically is what that sums up to, unless something's on sale. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, I need to give you the blurb. But the blurb is very, very long, so it wouldn't fit in my little box, so I have to read it off the sale page. It's time for the National Nightly News, the NNN. A nation tunes in, or N cubed. NNN. Yes, technically N cubed. A nation tunes in, and you get to decide what's fit for broadcast. Pick the most exciting or scandalous camera angles, bleep the swears, and determine which ads to run to keep the sponsors happy. No pressure, right? I mean, who pays attention to the news anyway? Not for Broadcast is a darkly comedic game of televised chaos that lets you pick what you want to see on TV, no matter what anyone else wants. Egotistical celebrities, dishonest politicians, and other strange sponsors clash on the airwaves. You're here to ensure that the show goes on uninterrupted. Cut between multiple camera feeds, tweak the headlines, bleep the foul language, all with just moments to spare on a live broadcast. Whether you toe the party line or stir up a scandal is your choice, so long as you can hold the audience's fickle attention. Frame the picture and the debate. Keep the general public entertained with your editing skills. You are the artist and the broadcast is your canvas. So this is going to be delightfully chaotic then. As I am very terrible at this. I'm not good at editing. But we need to keep it PG. Smash that red censor button to keep rude words and other sensitive information off the air. Keep the news safe for children and oppressive political regimes alike. We handpick the headlines. There's more to news than more news to see than a single broadcast can possibly contain. So someone, that's you, gets to choose what goes on air. Frame a footballer as a loving beau or a drunken lout. Your call to make and just one of many. There's also a weird song, which is all I remember from Leaky's stream. Oh, and like some weird plushy like gremlin thing. It's not like you could change an entire nation's fate. It's just TV, right? Cue the ads. Powerful as you are, they're really not paying you enough here. Some hand-picked, if slightly sketchy sponsors might help pad that bank balance and provide some laughs along the way. Customer satisfaction is not guaranteed and absolutely no refunds. The show must go on. Nothing will stop the national nightly news, not even existential threats. Keep broadcasting no matter how bizarre things get. News stops for no one, not even a Category 5 storm. Keep them laughing as you go. Okay, so the news isn't all sunshine and celebrity embarrassments. There's all that talk of war and politics just getting to you. But don't worry, be happy. Tune out the chaos, turn up the ads, and whatever you do, don't listen in on the increasing panic chatter of the news crew behind the scenes. Everything is fine. Not convinced that everything is fine, but sure. So yeah, there are 72 achievements, 63 in the base game, and I can do maths, 9 in the spooky DLC. So let's see how many we can get in the next couple of hours. I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm hoping that the stream will be appropriately distracting. Okay, we're now on text-to-speech mode, you see, so I do let, like, 9 minutes of vamping or intro. Sometimes I go on to it quicker. Made with Unity. Lovely. So, this is me. This is not games. My mic is wonky. I have tea. Not for broadcast contains scenes that some players might find distressing. Discretion is advised. You can find a detailed content warning with major spoilers in, I think it's at the options. Okay, so. Difficulty normal. Viewer lost normal. So difficulty normal. So there we go. Advanced settings. My god. Interference, electrocution, snuggle, hugs, overheat, spirit jammer. Oh my god. Seriously? Okay. I feel like we should. So, not for broadcast contains scenes or discussions of death, euthanasia, fertility / miscarriage, graphic description of the sexual nature. Oh my god, wasn't that like a weird sports event that had naked people running around? I seem to remember that from Leaky's stream as well. Hate groups, hate speech, heavy drinking, alcoholism, nudity, oppression, police brutality, suicide, violence, and... So this is lots of various things that could be problematic for people. So, please feel free to turn off if you need to. Okay, let's take down master volume and I'm going to turn down the music. Okay. Subtitles are on, excellent. Oh my god, so many mixes. That's too many controls. I'm just going to flail. Alright, subtitles on, background on, size large, because I have shitty eyesight. Colour, room, master broadcast, incident text size, large. HUD cues, yes please. I can always turn them off. Broadcast report offense, and then it's got footage, good footage, neutral footage, bad footage. Swears, political. Okay. No, we'll just leave that for now. Okay, right. Confirm. You did wonder how this would map keyboard mouse to a controller. Yeah. The answer is chaos.
that advanced the cured death.
The answer is chaos. This is going to be interesting. So we have an archive of stuff. Alright, let's just play. So we have to do the campaign first. So then we have the telethon and lighting spooky. Also, because this is effectively the pre-order content, I have an extra trophy. Okay, so we've got story mode without the stress. Maybe. Intern, less challenging. Non-broadcast mechanics are less demanding. Viewers don't switch off so easily. Broadcaster recommended. Balanced experience. Reasonable challenge. Showrunner. Real challenge. And then custom. Let's just go with broadcaster. And see how it goes.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
National Nightly News. Puppet! Select a screen before the broadcast starts. Don't wait till you're live. I'm hoping the HUD prompts remind me of which keys I need to press to get the things. Day 1! The election. Oh, it does! Oh, thank God for that. Because that would be turn right. Oh, hello. Answer call. Navigate.
Hi,
There we
David,
go.
I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the 4 small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
Okay. There's a fan, which I can control the fan. I just want to have a quick look around first before I start doing shit. So I can switch between the phone and the Walkman. And there's a thing. Okay. Okay. Right, so we switch which signal. Hi, Dan and Milo. Okay, so LT. This is when I get my lefts and my rights mixed up. LT is sensor. LB, I don't know what that is yet. RT, I don't know what that is yet. I need sensor and I need XYAB. Okay, right. Trip.
You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Okay, so select. I'm gonna load in Salad Weekly, because that just sounds funny. Oh, God. That just sounds weird. Come to Bumley, that just sounds funny. Exercise? Or Alan James coming to a
You don't
museum.
see if he makes me go out and posture.
Right, quick as you can. Select screen 1.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going in 5, 4.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right, button
That's
2
all coming up on
in 3,
tonight.
2, 1.
National Nightly News.
Lovely, mate.
Woohoo!
Next thing is the throwback to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Not while he's having his makeup put on. National Nightly with Jeremy Donaldson.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right and use the right stick on your controller to move the wave up and down, keeping the green
with their
bit
bold
in the
promises of
white
permanent
bit.
change.
Hurry up, mate. We're losing audience.
Of a
Right
severe
stick
lack
on
of
your
actual policy
controller.
and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all considered Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
to hear the co-leaders accept.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh.
I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. It's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Me too.
Yeah.
Build your collection week by week, and very soon.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam
Oh,
sequence.
it got a
'Cause you're going to be
B.
cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb.
These aren't my cards.
1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit, just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Quiet in the studio.
Your crunchy cube.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
This exclusive offer is available for a limited time.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first,
Get
off,
ready to go to
quick
Megan on
reporter
screen
Megan
4.
Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolfe, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to the
go to
Shop
Blunderclatch
Film
on screen 3 when she says his
joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to
the
2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding. Giving. Suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But, I think I've always been
What did I
quite
miss?
clear that when it
It
comes
burped
to
at me.
politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week
Right,
around
they've
the
swapped
country.
the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Hold down the right trigger on your controller, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by gently pushing the right stick to the right.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
I will look at the chat in a minute. It's just I've got to really concentrate on the game in this.
You, Miss Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as before. Hold down the right trigger, but this time, move the right stick.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, don't.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
The virus.
I can see this chat. I'm sorry. Hello, whoever it is. I'm trying to get the amplitude.
This formula, this is the key.
Really don't make me do this at the same time as controlling the other things. There we go. It's green now. Green is good.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the
no, leaky waffling is always great. We're going to play B this time.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you probably noticed, the broadcast screen here is about 2 seconds behind the master screen here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or
I got an A for that.
controller for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear.
Yeah, that's why I said I got an A.
Volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro.
Okay, I'm just going to pause it a moment. The grade's hiding behind the little angel, yes. I got a B in the first segment, and then I got an A in the second segment. The B was because I didn't understand this. I wasn't quick enough on the right stick thing. So yes. The entire segment's a one long take. That is interesting. Because it's shot as live. Nice. It takes a lot of concentration and then it gets more difficult. Yeah, so we're going to try and pause in between each of the segments, or pause occasionally to check the chat. So, yes, I will not be as responsive, but anyway, I hope everyone is doing okay, or at least as okay as you can be doing. I believe I said I got a copy of this from Ideal Xbox at the very beginning, but just to reiterate, thank you to Ideal Xbox for the code for this. And yeah, I was kind of excited when I saw it come out on console, because I've seen, I think, Leaky stream some, but also I think Kai, I've seen it in a while, I should probably check in on, also streamed it. That's a really good point. I kind of forget when I haven't heard from people. But I've not seen Kai around. Maybe just schedules aren't syncing up. But if I remember, I will drop them a hi just to check they're doing okay. But yeah, a couple of people have streamed it. It was just out when it was just out on PC. I was like, sure, but there's too many controls. Now at least the controls are labelled. So yeah.
Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
Areas of outstanding natural interest. Isn't it time your family went
Select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live, that's too late. You can use the button screen controller to select
And a
the
lawyer
screen.
and a TV personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advanced Headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter
Okay, hang on.
and Julia Salisbury,
I know we're supposed to do it for the swear, but I can't.
are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, he's pissed. Get ready to bleep.
Oh, well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying, southern bastard trick they had against us. But you...
Hold it down a
You
bit
saw
long there,
right
mate.
through their shag.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've
No,
had a
you
couple of
totally missed that.
celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a Granny's fanny.
Back to who's talking.
Memorably put.
Nice.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbook.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
Whoa.
You know this sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people
Yeah, shush.
you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been, in the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again, just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there.
That was really hard. Yeah, the double audio was not happening, and I can listen to multiple audios, just not the same one slightly out of sync. It was a lot easier looking for the red thing knowing they'd sworn. I just got a little bit trigger happy. So I'm guessing B on this.
Leaders of advance, and our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna wrong button. Turn that down because
That's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
More boring politics then?
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not going for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
challenge room unlocked to continue. I think I got a B, but it's cut off.
When the program's finished, you'll get a broadcast report.
Oh no, I got an E. That was terrible.
This first page shows you how well the broadcast
It was an E.
sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses, and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page.
Yeah, for some reason the side of the grade was cut off. I want more info.
This is an optional section for when you really want to understand what happened during the show. You've got a graph there showing you what the audience did. They're a fickle fucking bunch. And of course you can really drill into the details if you want to get better at making TV. I never came here, never once.
So, some rude words were broadcast. An interference-free show, adequately edited. Okay. So sequence 1 was fine. The interference-y stuff. Sequence 2 was perfect. Look at that. Look at that. It was beautiful editing. Sequence 3, I had the double audio through me, so I wasn't ready for the swear words. But yeah, that was fun. Okay, so that was the first broadcast that got an achievement.
This is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much wealth you have overall. That bollocks at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
Okay, so I received my full wages! Woohoo! Current wealth, broke ass poor. Oh dear. So RS is even, ND is down, the I is even, PC is up. I don't know what that means, but maybe it's important.
This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks.
Okay, so the boss loves me. The world's doing okay. I did kind of like the idea of, well, I was very hard trying to follow along with what they were saying, and also following along, making sure I was just bleeping out the swear words. But it seemed to be something about taking the wealth from the rich to fund stuff, which sounds great to me.
All right, mate. Welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Pop in there now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Choose any one of them and select load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
Well, in a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But
before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game, and it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies from East Grinching. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock and its importance during the Great Blackouts of 1871. Not one to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movies.
So that hour lasts about half an hour then.
Will be grilling his guests in Incisors, and tonight's news return from leading economist Katie Brightman. Finally, at midnight, it's the National Weather Report before we take...
good night until tomorrow.
I want to go to the end of it, so yeah, okay, so...
Right, now let's take a look at the rushes. Right, this is the rushes route. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Apparently he's been drinking since lunchtime.
Christ, he's a liability in the best of times.
I know. God help whoever has to bleep this. 10 seconds, everybody.
I mean, a lawyer and a TV personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3...
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address. Am I going to hit the source this one? It's very green.
It's teal! Oh my god, it's like I'm having a conversation with Dan.
No, party, team spirit, all that bollocks.
Swearing.
Okay. There was a bit at the end of the Blunderclatch thing where I want to see what he said. It's that thrilling.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
But this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
Oh, no. I think they think he won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. He's not an...
Absolute bonehead. I don't care, Rob. I'm not doing it. I agreed to do one beastly interview a day. I made that completely clear when we started. Check my contract.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Oh, piss off. You're on thin, bloody ice, Rob. Whole wheat, man. Whole wheat.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
Asshole.
Going
Yeah,
in
I'm
5,
so much going on.
4.
Okay, let's skip through. Can we? Ah, we can make it faster. Right, excellent.
Shutting this down. What kind of operation are you people running?
Mr. Blunderclatch, I understand you're upset, but we can...
You don't know the half of it. Rob! I'll be at the Dorset. Send up a bottle of scotch and a whole ham. It's in my contract.
A whole ham?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to. I had to. Oh, go on then. Say it.
What?
I told you so.
Your hair looked nice.
See, this is why you're single.
But yes, hi Emma. Yeah, I was just curious what it was that he'd said in there. And then the adverts, which we are not doing. Okay. Continue. The loading tip guy is off today, so there isn't one. Love it. Day 2? We just skip to day 3. An unexpected form. You arrive home to find the post on the mat, most being nothing more than the usual junk mail. One letter, however, catches your eye. The team wants to know you. Excuse me? Curiosity gets the better of you, and you open it. It's a form from the new advanced government asking for information on all citizens. The first page is filled in already: your name, Alec Winston, your spouse, Sam Winston, your children, Charles Winston, 14, and Susie Winston, 19. Well, you means at least they got the basics right. The rest of the questions are left for you to complete. They appear to be mandatory. Upon starting a new job, you would be friendly and introduce yourself to your new co-workers. Be productive and get to work immediately. Ease yourself in and orient yourself with your new workplace. Reminisce with friends about old jobs. It is indeed very clever. I think they're all fairly gender neutral names, right? Alex, Sam, Charlie. I didn't catch the other one. I have a very bad memory for names. So, Susie, thank you. Seriously, I have like such a goldfish memory for names. Unless I write it down, or it's on the screen in front of me. Okay, so probably, what do I usually do? Introduce myself to everyone. Ease myself in and orient myself. That one. Question 2. A colleague in a different department has confided in you that they've been taking home confidential information. Now a file of minor importance has gone missing. You would help your colleague cover up their violation, recommend that your colleague reports it, promise your colleague that you won't tell anyone, report the violation to your supervisor immediately. Recommend that my colleague reports it. I'm no snitch, but also there are rules. Question 3. An entire department was fired today for consistent underperformance. Your boss has put in place new targets that are significantly higher than the previous ones. You would leave work on time. Stay late to ensure you hit the first deadline. Leave work early and head to the pub to chat about the changes with colleagues. Leave work early and head home to see your family. Leave work on time. Home-life balance. Work-life balance. I mean home-life balance too, but hey. It's the annual company barbecue, and you and your family have been invited. Ugh, you are looking forward to enjoying a nice day out with friends and family. Are washing your hair that day. Go if you're free, but wouldn't mind missing it. Have been practicing with your co-workers and think you'll win the talent contest this year. Honestly, go if you're free, but wouldn't mind missing it. I'm not good with social events. You've had a long, successful career and are now about to retire. In your speech, you list your achievements and all the good memories you have of working there. Give an honest review of the pros and cons of the company. Focus on issues and challenges you faced while working there. and or refuse to attend. Oh, a totally good memory. Still want to leave them on a low. Question 6. In your spare time, you like to relax alone, doing things like listening to music or making models, attend political rallies and stand up for what you believe in, encourage and support your children with your hobbies, play in your local sports team, like to relax alone. I don't have a immediate family that I need to look after. Lakey, that's because we share the same brain. It's just, you know, fragmented a wee bit in places. Question 7. Your ideal holiday getaway would be surrounded by natural beauty, getting away from the strain of the daily grind, exploring somewhere unfamiliar and discovering new experiences and challenges. I can't even get through that sentence. A structured day out at a theme park, bursting with thrills and attractions for you and your family. A romantic getaway with your partner to a tropical island paradise. I do not see my ideal holiday on here, so I'm going to go with the first one. Question 8. It is most important that the government keeps people safe, free, happy, or equal. Oh my god. Well, the government don't give a shit about our happiness. And, you know, equal just means they can treat us all equally shite. Safe? As in, you know, we shouldn't be dying from something that was preventable. But that's a hard question. Thank you for your cooperation. If I can't read it when you're on top of it. Advance knows your time is valuable and we appreciate your help in leading the nation to a brighter future. Sign your name. Okay. So, I don't know what I just did. Alright, we're just now on day 6, a family matter. Oh, we deviated on that one. Well, yeah. I have opinions about the government that I'm not going to go into today. Day 6, a family matter. It's late. Sam and the kids have gone to bed. You're just drying up a favourite coffee cup, a worn-out souvenir of your first trip together. The prints faded, but the goofy faces still make you smile. A knock at the window brings you back to reality. Who's knocking at the window? There in the garden, clutching a gaudy neon green suitcase, is Chris, Sam's sibling. Lovely gender neutralness there. As soon as you let them in, they sit at the kitchen table, visibly stressed. Chris takes a deep breath. It's poop! It's got poop on the cup! I'm so sorry for bursting in so late, Alex, Chris stammers, but I need a favour and you're the only one I can ask. No problem, what's going on? You must have seen all this crazy advance stuff, the Assets and Wealth Act they're calling it, taking people's hard-earned money to fund the lazy. It's bullshit. Never seen Chris this agitated. I'm not saying the top 1% or whatever don't have stupid money, Chris adds hastily, but they can afford it. People like me, we're going to lose everything. That's awful, but I'm not sure how I can help. You were always the well-off one in the family. I'm sorry, but taking from the rich to help the poor doesn't sound so bad. Well, the first one sounds bad, and the second one sounds bad. Which is the lesser of the two evils? I mean, the concept of taking from the rich to feed the poor it's Robin Hood. I have no problem with the concept, but it depends on then when you draw the line. So, we're just going to go with that there. Chris's eyes flashed dangerously. You can't possibly be that naive. They're taking whatever they want and distributing it as they see fit. Government should have that kind of power. Look, that's not why I'm here. I need to borrow your passport. My passport? What for? Passport? I can't give you that. It's illegal. They've taken mine and half the bloody countries, but people always say you and I look similar, so... Chris is pacing now. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, me and my money will be safe. But I need to go now before they freeze my assets. Please, Alex. I wouldn't ask if I had any other choice. Okay, it's upstairs in the safe. Let me go get it and you can take it. Surely there's another way. It can't be that serious. I'm not giving him my passport or giving them my passport. Chris's mouth falls open. You're joking, right? I've done right by you and Sam. I've treated your children like they were my own. We're family. Does that mean nothing to you? Okay, I'll go get the passport. Family's family. It's against the law. I can't help you with this. It's identity theft. Fine, I'll solve this myself, Chris spits. So much for family loyalty, eh? Grabbing the neon fluorescent suitcase, Chris disappears into the night. You go back to dishes, picking up Sam's cup again. The peeling face now seems to bore into you. The knot in your stomach tightens. Yeah, but my identity. Oh, I got an achievement for doing something bad, probably. Screw the 1%. Keep my passport. Jeremy Donaldson is the country's most popular and trusted news anchor. For now. I didn't see which day we're on. Oh, loading screen. Day 8, the fallout. Well, I'm sorry, but you're not going to steal my identity. I will get in trouble for that too. All over some money. Also, I didn't figure out where my trophy thing was. And also, where's my Walkman?
Let's get set up and get on with it, eh? So I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on.
Because I was supposed to have a trophy thing that I got the thing for it.
The bottom 4 plugs on.
I just don't know where the trophy is.
Right, let's load up the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they?
Should we play this? Is this toy safe? Immediately makes me want to play this. Aha! Thank you very much. Oh my god, my eyes are broke. Sathdresh. Sathdresh? Sorry if I bugged up your name. Do apologise. I am enjoying it. Just concentrating very, very hard on getting this right. And also, hi, Lady Magritte. I have to be creeped out by Mr. Snugglehugs at least once. Yeah, sure. Remington Civis must have toy for your child this Christmas. Cool, okay. Advanced Go-Getters. Crazy Net Alan James. I think that's a Judas chicken. Okay.
You can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These 2 buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them, and they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice.
Oh my god.
I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with...
Sorry, I'm just going to pause. One of your favourite titles of the past year. Interesting. I mean, I've seen a couple of parts of playthroughs, so I've seen some weird and wonderful things. And I like how they've got the controls, and I like that I can keep the controls on there because memory like a sieve for remembering what's what. And I'm definitely intrigued with the whole government story because yes, I mean the ideology of giving to the rich to feed the poor. 100%. But where's the line? Who decides? And then who decides how it's distributed? You know, so...
Choose carefully. And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
At least I've not got him talking in my ear. So what do I do with the headline system? I assume that it'll come up with something.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4.
Sorry.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown? At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who...
Oh, you could really screw with people.
The youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehearts. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborgen-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to
that name surprised me.
Technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species.
It's kind of hard to see what the other pictures are. So, it's some way of reviewing the headline stuff.
About the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together."
But yes, Dante's.
Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs.
Okay, let's not do him hurling.
Was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artiste Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched in
Thank you for the follow, Seth.
has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding?
Appreciate that.
And Griever's bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police and less oversight,
Couldn't determine what the two were there.
Sledgehammer to crack a nut. All that, a mega move with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
What did I do wrong? Why is this Why is it vibrate? Oh crap! I was like, what's going wrong?
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor...
Did I miss something? It's really hard to keep everything.
Alan James is shamelessly self-promoting. Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes.
I'll have a look at the chat in a minute.
If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling,
Trying to edit.
that would be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
No, what are you beeping at me for?
Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized.
Keep beeping at me and I don't know what I've done.
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change.
Let's get
but we need to be
beeps.
cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
He's got an achievement. But what the hell did he keep beeping at me for? There was no swear word. It's the frequency, but why did I get a beep? And I'm now praying the Mr. Snugglehearts thing. Okay, but yes, hang on. What was the chat? Gotta scroll back. You failed sections completely by missing that the bad signal alarm was going off. Well, it started vibrating. Oh, I'm lingering on a shot for too long. Oh. Well, it's very hard to keep switching back when they're doing monologuing. And then I didn't even catch that there was a swear word, which I'm assuming was one of the bits. Yeah. I was trying. I was doing quite okay. And then I would just, linger too long, I guess. It's tough. It really is. Okay, so I got the... Oh, didn't mean to go into that. I'm playing the snuggle.
Some good.
I hope so too,
Snuggle.
Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately I can't understand it for you.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
I got an E again. Got an E again. Huh.
I'm just saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Oh shit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said a bit of word in, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody.
Well, I suppose at least I've not failed yet.
If that sticks, I'll destroy
5,
you.
4, 3.
Oh, I totally want to see that, Leaky.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge.
I got the signal that time.
Close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desk.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure
That
on
was
the public.
annoying signal thing in the middle of me trying to edit stuff.
To tell my husband I'm leaving him.
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or cosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore?
Well, that's not a simple question,
Oops.
Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay.
Shut up, stupid thing. I'm trying to get my signal in.
Citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Hit Y instead of A.
It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Back you go. Back in your gimp space.
And
Off you go.
whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said, get back in your gimp space. No! Naughty! You beast cut!
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault.
He's probably going to be the tamest of the bunch.
He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. But it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Soapin!
Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep. One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Open!
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
Open! You are joking. Chrissy Freebollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Fucking way, police!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we were literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody.
My God, that was... I'm supposed to do the live editing when the stupid signal thing keeps going. It's like this goddamn thing. And then bloody Tony and his goddamn swearing. Because it keeps on going at me. But it was just, and then I kept because I kept on hitting the wrong keys to go back to the wrong screens. So we had some dead air. So that's probably going to get me like an E.
Quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't, though. You won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove.
Where's the vision mixer again?
When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
Broadcast volume. Okay.
Looks right. I've got this.
I've already got that turned down. 4 buttons and screens. Oh, right. Okay. Right. Okay.
10 seconds, everybody. We're going to open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history, Aristotle. I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences, and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Maths is really important. It is.
Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go at this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant.
So let's have a look at a short
Got it.
version of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist! Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning, but will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I, Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with two gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all three of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
It's my choice to remain. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum, and for dinner he had to wait. Oh, where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman?
Go.
Don't make me
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
I got it up to 4 at one point. Switch to the dude looking.
Time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was
Maxivate by keeping to the music.
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
I mean, I was trying. I got an A+. I got an A+. I got an A+. I don't know how I managed to get an A+. ED+. Boom, baby. Clearly, I was just, you know, mwah, on the editing. Yeah, but E and D were just... The first two sequences were hard because of the vibrating and just getting used to what was beeping at me. Average of C, consistent. I was very trying, yes. Yes, I could go far. The further the better. But yes, maths is very important. I like maths. I have received my full wages. Current wealth broke as poor. RS is up, ND is down, I is up, PC is equal. The world is up. Channel 1 loves me. The music went really loud all of a sudden. Let's do another episode. Though we may want to pause for a short break, actually, because I just realised we're doing this for... Let's do the next story bit, I suppose. Day 8, 14, 15, a late night. Yes. Okay. Late night. You arrive home after another long shift to find a note waiting for you on the countertop. You recognised Sam's hurried scrawl. Chris has been evicted for not paying rent. You know where this is headed. Sam's gone to pick up Chris's stuff from the street. Don't wait up. Underlined twice. So, this is your fault now, right? Is it? You sulkily press play on the cheap horror film you were going to watch together. It used to absolutely terrify you as a kid, but it always makes the two of you laugh. Not the same without Sam, but you still chuckle to yourself occasionally. Just as you get to the good bit, the part where Candy decides to investigate alone, your 14-year-old son interrupts. He wants to go to a friend's house. He looks at you in only a way a child can, pleading but somehow defiant. You let him go as long as he promises to be home by 11? Tell Charlie no. He knows he's not allowed out this late on a school night. Sorry, strict parent. Charlie's voice gets louder and louder as he sees you're not going to change your mind. You pretend that it's fine and good, but you really just want to be left alone. People hate you. He hesitates. He knows he's gone too far, but in his rage he can't bring himself to back down. Before you can open your mouth, he storms up the stairs and slams his door. You decide to give him some space. You both need to cool down. You check in on your son before you head to bed. Don't go to bed angry. You knock on Charlie's door, and when there's no answer, you quietly open it. Your son's under the duvet sulking. He's determinedly facing the wall, but once it's clear you're not leaving until he talks to you, he sighs and turns to face you. He needs to learn to control his temper. Begrudgingly apologises for his outburst, and both of you sleep much better, having cleared the air. Woohoo! Parenting! Woohoo! Day 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Oh my god. All the days! I don't even know how long, like, the whole story thing is. Day 48, a tight Christmas. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. always did have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting at the head of the table now, your dad's place. It's been a tense afternoon, everyone can feel it. It's the first time you've seen Chris since you refused to part with your passport. It's a big change for Sam, the two siblings used to be inseparable. Christmas is usually such a nice time of year. Yes. The clatter of cutlery is all that can be heard as Chris stares pointedly at you. You having a nice Christmas, Grandma? You make a toast, you stay silent. I'm going to talk to Grandma because always important. Your mother stares vacantly at you, confused. She comes back to herself with the start of recognition. Yes, thank you, Alex. It's lovely, she murmurs. It's been happening more and more lately. The clatter of cutlery is still all that can be heard as Chris stares pointedly at you. You stay silent. Chris knocks back a fourth glass of wine a little too violently. See, Sam can't even look me in the eyes after what happened. Your daughter looked up confused. What do you mean, what happened? She asked quietly. You brace yourself. Sam tries to interject. Let's not go into it now. But Chris continues forcefully. No, I think she should hear it. Well, Susie, Alex here. Thank you, Chris, that's enough. Stop talking right. Thank you, Chris, that's enough. Chris turns away from you, taking some frustration out on a cheap cut of roast chicken. Your daughter Susie seizes the opportunity to corner you. With me? She chuckled. This sounds familiar. I'm not going to like this, am I? You joke. Susie rolls her eyes. You know, me and my friends are planning on going travelling this year, Susie begins innocently. I was hoping you'd help me with the money. She's interrupted by Chris, who makes a derisive snort. I wouldn't hold your breath, Suze. Not known for your generosity, are you, Alex? Chris, do us all a favour and shut your mouth. Or ignoring Chris, you smile at your daughter. Let's not be, antagonistic. We'll see so many parts of the world and learn so much about other cultures, Susie gushes. You sigh and lower your voice. You know, money's really tight now that Grandma's staying here. We just don't have that kind of money, Suze. But please, Harriet's parents are helping her. Sorry, I wish we could afford it, but we can't. All right, fine, we'll find a way to make it work. No! She said she was 19. Excuse me, get a part-time job. What you promised, your daughter yells. She looks from the face of one parent to the other and opens her mouth to speak. Instead, she lets out a frustrated shriek and buries her head in her hands. Chris starts to applaud. Oh, be consistently, Grinchy. And the Parent of the Year award goes to... Chris starts a sarcastic drum roll on the table. Can't do a drum roll on the mic. You look to Sam for support, but there's no one that's forthcoming. Pay no attention, Suze. Chris goes on. Alex has no time for their family. Isn't that right? You can't bring yourself to speak. Pathetic. Chris puts an arm around Susie and escorts her out the room. Sam follows without meeting your gaze. Charlie excuses himself awkwardly as you start to clear the plates in silence. Have you had a nice birthday, Pat? Your mum chimes in cheerfully. Merry Christmas. And I get an achievement for being a shit father. Maybe next year. Don't pay for your daughter to go on holiday. Day 63, a welcome win form. You're leafing through the pile of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the teal Advance logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, thank you for sending us your passports for approval. We can now confirm their receipt and validation for the new Assets and Wealth Redemption Scheme. Hopefully this will make the last month of arguments with Sam worth it. No worries, Dan. You and Milo have a good time and get some sleep. As such, it's our pleasure to enclose a check, which we hope you see as a symbol not only of our gratitude to you, but our unwavering commitment to creating a society free of inequality. The throbbing of your fresh, speed-induced paper cut is the only reason you can believe you're awake. A check. And a sizable one at that. Chris was right. Advance really are redistributing wealth. We will continue to strive for the betterment of this nation and its people. Forwards, together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. The weight of your financial burdens lessens slightly. It's bliss. Nice. We can pay off our bills. Day 72. A long weekend. Current wealth holiday time! That's the thing. Why does the zip on this damn place never close? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend. Usually camping. You're not made of money. Been looking forward to it for ages, finally getting some time alone when you can forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work, just a bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle and you drag the bulging suitcase down the stairs. The answering machine is blinking on the half table. Good evening, Alex. This is Mr. Bozeman, calling to inform you that we'll be required to work this weekend. Your heart sinks. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tensions between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure we break the story fast. Needless to say, I will expect your attendance tomorrow morning 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Shock turns to annoyance and then fury. What are you going to tell Sam? Sam comes downstairs brimming with excitement. Kissing you, they grab the car keys from the dish and start to load your bags in the back. Ignore the message you need this weekend. Apologise profusely to your spouse that you really should go into work. Bozeman's temper is legendary. Screw Bozeman. We're going on our weekend. Message deleted. Comes a voice from behind you. Nothing important. You reply as you put on your coat, adrenaline coursing through your body. Grabbing Sam round the waist, you practically slam the front door. Might as well enjoy your time off. You're going to pay for it on Monday. Day 75. An unwelcome return. Oopsie. When you get to work Monday morning, you get some sour looks from your exhausted colleagues and notes it's waiting for you. The immaculate script is a blood red. I am very disappointed, Winston. Was it worth it? Well, you know, we didn't upset our spouse. Marital bliss is important, especially when it's been fractious. Day 98, a permission slip. Sometimes splurging, nice. Your son Charles hovers at your elbow as you read. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the advanced go-getters today. Forwards together. This doesn't sound like the youth club he told you about. Charlie grabs the flyer from you and thrusts a form into your hand. So I can walk right there from school and Ben's sister can drop us off home after, so you won't have to do anything. You sign the permission slip for your son to join the advanced go-getters, or you refuse. I think it's important for kids to learn about stuffs. Your son's thrilled. It's heartwarming to seem so passionate about becoming an active part of the community. See? Can only be a good thing. Yeah. We're swishing through this. Day 110, a profitable partnership. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the post sorted into piles, as Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it's the usual rubbish, but a letter with the increasing familiar advance logo and urgent respond immediately plastered on the front, its correspondingly urgent red font grabs your attention. Best to get over with. Dear Winston residents, this letter is to inform you that the advanced government has taken another step forward in our fight for equality by nationalising the largest private corporations and redistributing their resources among the citizens of this great country. The Partnership Bonds program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. You don't remember this being in the manifesto? Every household will become a partner in one of 3 carefully selected institutions, chosen by Advance for consistently high performance and financial security. Please note all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. Please select one of the following. EOB, Eye of the Beholder Incorporated. Whether it's cosmetics, clothing or couture, we see the beauty in our customers. Neil's Deals Limited, it's always a steal from Crazy Neil. Or Pleasure Call, our business is your pleasure. From sport to travel, or even just some you time, you can't say pleasure without leisure. Well, I kind of like the all-seeing eye one, so we're going with that. Thank you for making your selection. Please return this form using the envelope provided. You'll receive a report from your partnership in 3 to 6 working months. Seems even Advance can't defeat the quagmire of government bureaucracy. The future of this nation is in partnership. Forwards together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Just how much influence could you have? Day 120, a teenage rebellion. Okay. We are now well off. Okay, we're just gonna have a quick break though. Because I said, oh, I should have a quick break, and then I was like, oh, there's story, and now there's just more story. So we're gonna have a 3-minute break ish. Running out so no one misses anything. And we will be back momentarily. Feel free to take the time to get yourself a beverage of your choice, have a stretch, get a snack, something like that, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Right. Teenage rebellion. You step out of your old car in silence. Sam slams the door and you wince, hoping the door won't come off its hinges. You don't say anything, now's not the time. As you approach the front desk, you feel physically sick. Police officer asks you to wait. Eventually, after what seems like an eternity, your daughter is brought out by an officer with a kind face. She's a good kid, but if we pick her up for graffiti again, we'll have to charge her. You nod and apologise on Susie's behalf as Sam hugs your shell-shocked daughter. As you shake her hand, the officer lowers her voice. Keep away from that boy and I think she'll be fine. She's in the car, you attempt to broach the subject, but Susie refuses to say a word. Sorry. After a while, you just give up on your questions about who this boy might be and just drive. Hours later, you stare at the ceiling, worrying. The stillness in the bedroom is the only sign that Sam is also wide awake. Who is Susie hanging out with? Why is she acting out? Neither of you are going to sleep tonight. Bloop. Very advanced. Align with the advanced agenda. Okay, cool. We are towing the political line. Great. Day 153. Different things will happen on the news depending on how you behave at work and home. Fun. Day 153. The Tempest.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp. My God, that looks nasty.
Well, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his fate.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
It probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody.
Joy of screws,
Did your
definitely.
personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4,
And check your
3.
prostate. Okay.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg-Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bearing their opinions, the formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
It might seem amusing to us, but clearly this formerly overprivileged section of our society is not adjusting well to the new future. It's often too easy to forget that not every citizen is thriving under advance.
Table for 2. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamour were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year, and this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding since professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenuts McFridge married his longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a wrestling ring made entirely of cake?
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Remington's Fist CEO Sophia Remington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today. though its critics are sceptical that the young CEO can fulfill her promises.
Described as a breakthrough far ahead of its time, the male contraceptive pill is heralding a sexual revolution. Its fans are celebrating the fact that men can finally take equal responsibility for contraception, but others have expressed concerns over its safety and side effects.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Okay, cool.
First tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last 3 months undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy. Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. We should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. Without our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
What the hell happened?
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old son, Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Yes, well, you're bloody lucky we're spending any time with you at all, after what you lot did. Irresponsible.
It's bloody not
I mean,
getting
whose idea
thingy.
was this anyway?
It's all right. Wasn't your fault. As you can see, Megan, there's still a few open wounds here. I'll tread carefully. I'm going to speak to Timmy now. Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Mummy, who's that lady?
It's the lady from television, Timothy. She's going to ask you a few questions.
And you be careful now, it upsets him to remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy, can you tell us what happened to you? You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you? Was he under the tree?
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes, that'll be the fur. It's scented with hoof.
I was so excited. I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
Bloody cat had a death wish.
And what did Mr. Snugglehugs say to you?
He blinked his real action eyes and said, "You're my very best friend." But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here, and she can't be, for just $89.99. And then it's the general error. 41.
And is that when he burst into flames?
Look careful.
And then he exploded.
Oh, look, I've asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages. I know it's under there, staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
It's too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing you remember before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed. Laughed as he burned.
It sounds very traumatic. Do you have nightmares?
All right, that's quite enough of you two coming in here with your camera trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I won't have it.
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call
No, you've had your
normal
questions.
again?
And now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Calm down, you're Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough. Come on,
I'm
Nick.
happy,
Come on.
Mr.
No.
Tadlock.
your poster, your favourite poster. Timmy, are you okay? Oh.
So there you have it, Megan. Just one of the many victims of an indescribable tragedy that has shaken our nation.
I'm bleeding, am I not?
Thank you, Robin. Harrowing stuff.
And many questions to be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming days and months, I'd wager. How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs a consumer should look out for when they're spotting a dangerous toy?
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new Advance mark, which guarantee a level of safety and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response in bringing in this set of stringent checks on new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Oh. She's very good.
Who?
Megan.
Yes, she is.
Watch your back, Jeremy. Women are coming.
I'm more worried about this water dripping into my head.
I got an A!
Boozman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Boozman out.
That was pretty good. I got the hang of the segment thingy. Which I think is where it's coming in. As long as the segment thingy doesn't go wonky. I think Advance is trying to get rid of old people. That's what I'm gleaning from this report.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan, you joined me live here for the final, the first.
I think I remember Leaky doing this bit.
It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the lanky hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And, go first. Striker, of course, first to start, as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. The robe. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Got a bad spot there from Harris. Back to Striker. For shots number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. Not bad if you ask me. Was there contact? Don't know why you complained. To Harris. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Football. Move back. I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the arguing with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large.
Second round, double. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch. I apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's bodies, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that the fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastery on display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, the boys said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves, 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Brimington Smith.
On my whistle, on my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket has been knocked over! I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Final poses. Oh boy, cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. Am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket.
So the aim is to not get it in the bucket?
And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course, perhaps... And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. So, here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact, a caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much I can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match.
Hello.
Okay, nonsense is going on here. Yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters. jog on!
This is the mine round.
An absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go anywhere at this point. Really high-level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport.
Hold.
The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting. Juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
Illegal spit.
From a striker. But she's in it to win it.
Harris's ball.
On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is... everyone!
Okay, the ref has agreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here comes the on-site security to collect their medals. They're 6th and 7th.
My buttons have gone wonky.
Watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating. And all that's left to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
I had to flip the power on and off.
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently. You'll be fine. You're unshockable. I'm immune to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Postman again.
I got a B.
Chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Postman out.
The power on and off is generally the right decision.
So sorry about all these buckets. We seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple C.
Minister, it's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet.
So this is, yeah.
10 seconds, everybody.
Oh, it was a coincidence. Fine.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in time. Seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
No, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, There are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's tripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
Getting electrocuted.
She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera?
Oh,
there?
sorry, it's camera 4 right there.
When I was 13, me mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital. Me granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, "Peter," he said, "it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love."
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later we were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching the film. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
It was awful. It was awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. I could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away, and he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't, or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see, and she didn't want to lose the
Too many
children,
shocks and I'll be dead.
as well as her old man.
It's fine.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
Choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow,
Suicide centres, great.
humiliating decline.
Just given me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it fried my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
Yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got sacked again. Can I get a little bit of help here? Hey.
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, I rolled your face, fucker. That one was massive. Right, no, this bastard's coming off.
Sorry, the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... with a rusty twat.
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight.
Ow.
Tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be an officer doing.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for.
Ow!
Thank yous go out to our guests.
I think I got most of it. Luckily, this didn't go.
Final. We'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
Do you suffer?
So they just...
I think I just electrocuted myself.
A good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the link.
I got a D. I got the Live and Spooky DLC unlocked. I did a much better job at avoiding the naked protesters. I was aware that they were going to appear. But yeah, I got a D. I got an A, B, and D. Well, hey, I got a better average this time. Oh, I should have done the more info. I haven't done the more info. I can go back. I've received my full wages. I am well off. Oh no, eyes are down. PC is up. Thank you. The world is good. What is the fist? And Channel 1 does not like me. I don't seem to put notes on. Okay, well, it's fine. We'll do another little bit. Turn on hardcore mode to hide all the helpful info for the stress-induced heart attack feeling. Let's not. We'll do one more segment, I think, and call it. Day. The lockdown. Oh. This might be the end of a story? I don't know. I didn't get the funny songs.
Oh, thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay? Alex, you need to get it together. Look at the broadcast screen. Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You have to fix it, now. Look left, Alex, out the window. See? They're all over it, little bastards. You're going to need full charge to clear that many off. Hold down the big button until it's fully charged. Then release it to zap the little fuckers. It's really not supposed to be that hard, Alex. Still, at least we're broadcasting again. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one of them. There's one. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Great. That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up. I've got to deal with my pet idiot. And Alex, keep your ears open. You'll hear them climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
Employee trainee video. Well, probably. Collectible series, occupational
This
hazards.
has no credibility, Jenny. No professionalism. It's not a
Passionate.
mess. Everything is where it should be. It's ramshackle and characterful, and I expect you to know the difference.
Oh, we're in lockdown.
Of
Gotcha.
course Megan's place looked lovely, but I can't see it, can I?
Thanks, Jenny. How's lock-in with the boyfriend going?
Decided to take his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Yes, I can hear her.
She says she's not talking to you.
Yes, I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay, 10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglefuck? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehugs toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we had so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
Armed with blunt weapons, the Mrs. Snugglehugs are only ankle height and therefore able to be kicked away easily by young, healthy individuals. They do, however, pose a particular risk to the elderly or those with pre-existing medical
It was made during
conditions
lockdown as
like
well.
fatal
Nice.
bruise syndrome.
Going stir crazy, with no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out, and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country are taking some unexpected turns.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behaviour in homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
In response to a nationwide lack of toilet paper, which was of course raided by the Mrs. Snugglehugs to construct their vast hives, many of the nation's adults have turned to a more childish solution, or at least that's their excuse.
Going it alone. Popular crustacean Johnny Hamsleeves is back in the news today as his astonishing photograph that he leaked himself shows exactly how he's been spending his lockdown.
It seems that when the lockdown was announced, Johnny's long-term partner, Tiffany Lamour, was busy in the capital preparing her new show, Chocolate Clit Bombs, for its now postponed grand opening. Let's hope the exhibits don't melt.
It's great to see a celebrity using their time wisely, as the government suggests, by developing a new hobby or fetish, and most importantly, by keeping your spirits up. Nice to see Johnny doing his little bit.
The shape of things to come? In their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen-Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today managed to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Svorsborgen-Horgensvoord, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination, with a recent vote naming Helvetica Svorsborgen-Wongensvoord the most likely to survive a massive electric shock.
Helvetica Svorsborgen-Wongensvoord here with a little update from Dante's Taint. This year's going to be our biggest ever harvest and autumn's just 2 weeks away. Or at least that's what we think. There's no real day or night down here and all the clocks broke a long time ago. But if our calculations are right, we think that for you up there it is Wednesday the 4012th of January, or as you call it, Piss Mouth Day. Or possibly Boxing Day if we're a bit out, so happy Piss Mouth. I hope you get all the presents you asked for left under your Piss Mouth.
I did not believe that.
I'm hoping to complete my collection of rocks. See you in September. Helvetica out.
It's hard to believe they've been down there so long now.
But as everyone knows, time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why goldfish are so stupid.
That's right. And as anyone will tell you, the deeper the bowl,
the thicker the goldfish.
There's no denying the logic of that.
Class war, a worrying turn today for the formerly rich as ever more punishing measures are announced, Alex.
With the country becoming ever more hostile to the previously wealthy, those who manage to skip the country must be very grateful to the people who help them right now.
This program has received reports of rich relatives on the run actually being filled with helium and released into the stratosphere. If those rich bastards think they're above the rest of us, why not give them a hand in getting there, Jeremy?
Bastard isn't rude.
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening and that this should be taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Good evening. In these difficult times, it's important that we all feel united, that we're all in this together. And for a short time, we must bear significant change. To help myself come to terms with these tough but transitory times, I've written a list of things that are just as temporary as all of this discomfort. I thought it would be helpful to share my list with all of you. Christmas with the in-laws. Your child's school play. Youth. Beauty. That phase you still don't talk about. Your New Year's resolution. Your husband's hairline. Your waistline. Your term in office. Your fleeting lifetime. And all of human endeavour. I hope my
That was depressing.
allowed you to find reassurance, to know that just as these things pass us by, so too will this crisis. Together we will endure, as we always have. Thank you.
I missed all the bleeps in this one because I didn't consider them bad.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be catching up with brave roving reporter Patrick Bannon, while I check in with two friends of the programme who find themselves stranded at opposite ends of the country.
And then, in part 3, there's going to be a quiz. Presumably because there's nothing more important going on that you might like to report on if you were, say, a news programme.
And in a moment, we'll both be asking Sophia Rimington how such a trusted brand can have made such a terrible manufacturing mistake.
With what it describes here as help from popular psychic scientist Delia Lywell.
Oh, I like her.
No, you don't. Why do you do that?
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
Oh, one of those things popped up on the monitor. Yeah, I'm sure there's so much happening when this stuff is going on, but I just don't have the patience to go and look at it all.
First tonight, how did we get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her ranch in Arlingsfield, Milkirky, is the CEO of Rimington's Fist, internationally respected business Svengali, Sophia Rimington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I'm a huge fan of your work.
And from a crystal healing laboratory, what I assume is a garage in Upper Lowington, inexplicably renowned psychic scientist, Dr. Delia Lywell. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Sorry, us?
Myself and the eminent professors.
Is that what you call the voices in your head?
The voice seems to attract dead scientists. I don't really know why.
The money?
They express themselves to me through ethereal algebra and quadratic predictions. It's all very technical.
No, it isn't.
I concur. Miss Remington, the entire Snugglehugs range will surely go down as the biggest public relations disaster in history, won't it?
Well, of course, that's one world record we would never have sought to claim.
What can you say at a time like this?
There is only one thing that can be said. I'm sorry. We're sorry. From everyone here at Rimington's Fist, but especially the dedicated inventors and world-beating engineers at Rimming Toys, we are deeply, deeply sorry. Who could have predicted that letting a child's toy learn how to love could have such unforeseen consequences?
Mary Shelley?
We see you, Sophia Rimington. You are preening by a metal vessel, and where you venture, you will see neither land nor sky.
Is that supposed to be the future?
Only the past is concrete. I remember being a child in my grandpa's workshop when he made the first dancing hangman toy. He put it by my bed, and when I couldn't sleep, I'd wind it up and let it go, and I'd watch that happy little executioner just wiggle and wave his tiny noose and dance before my eyes. Grandpa sold thousands of them, on the quiet, obviously. And he used the money he made to found Rimming Toys, which is now just one small part of the global supermassive megacore that is Rimington's Fist. Sadly, we lost Grandpappy along the way. He died in a fire at the preschool tobacco factory, another one of his pet projects. But we never lost his spirit of invention.
Yes, I'm not entirely certain what your grandfather's offensive toys have to do with the current predicament.
The spirit of invention, Mr. Donaldson. The passion to create, to problem solve. And that is why I'm here today, to tell you about a brand new product we're launching simultaneously around the world from midnight tonight.
We said science! Science! We hear its song on the breeze, its breath on the wind, its fart under the covers.
How does she do it?
Well, please, don't keep us in suspense any longer.
It won't be my future she's making up next.
Rimington's Fist is proud to present Snuggle Traps. Safety and security in these dangerous times. Each box of Snuggle Traps contains 8 devices, all guaranteed to stop a Mrs. Snugglehugs in its tracks. That's enough for a small lawn or 4 window boxes. And you want to know the best thing? They're only $129.99 a box. Now that is affordable peace of mind.
We see you, Jeremy Donaldson.
Not now, honey, I'm mid-pitch. The best thing about Snuggle Traps is they're powered by next-generation Flardinium batteries. So, however long the enemy lasts, these traps will outlast them.
We see you, Mr. Donaldson. You are screaming and yelling. Your friends are crying. They fear you. And then you're gone.
Oh my god, I just got chills. Did anyone else just get chills then?
I think I did.
I think it's more concerned. I think I'd be more concerned about these traps. Quickly, before we go to the break, these appear to be attractively repackaged landmines. Aren't they dangerous, say, to children?
Oh, hell yeah. These are not toys, but they're explosive fun.
Sophia Remington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the situation across the country tonight.
Don't go away. We'll be back after these bandages.
Bandages?
All right.
Oh, yes, Doctor, that was exactly what we did.
Got a bloop. Always a buck to be made. See how professional Sophia Remington adapts to the lockdown.
Do you think so? I think I'd rather spend the evening shoving Delia's sacred crystals up my sceptical arsehole.
Hello, mate. It's Dave. You're not going to believe this, but I've decided to come home. Listen, I'll call you back at the next break and we can talk about how I get me job back. Cheers, Alex. See you, mate.
No, it's my job now. I've been doing it for lots of days.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming. Yeah, exactly. You said it, I've said it. He must know. He's not stupid. I just don't want it getting back to him that it came from us. Hey, no, Jenny. You're not backing out on me now. We're in this together. You get him. I've made the cake. You're on the balloons. I've got no idea how old he is. 40? 17? Yeah, ready. Okay, coming back. In 5, 4, 3... Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Roof. Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation from some friendly faces. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman and author of Alan James's Kites, Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international policy convention, and we had a particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since.
That
There are
would be
certainly
horrific.
people much worse off than me.
Exactly. My tour has been cancelled indefinitely, and I've had to refund every single ticket, even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. People are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beach house with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So, this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James's Reich, is now available in paperback.
Unbelievable.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
There you go, scaremongering again, spreading this latest liberal hoax. That's what they want. They want us quiet. They want us compliant. And they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but...
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit!
Well, then I must be wrong.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and that simply isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
And Katie, how do you respond to Alan's claims that Mrs. Snugglehugs might be dangerous after all?
I suppose I...
Now I'm getting burped at.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate your support. A lot of folks are saying this Mrs. Snugglehug situation will all blow over, but it won't.
Yes, right, exactly. We need decisive action from the government. We need huge financial support to protect our workers and our businesses. We need to support the vulnerable, and we need
to repent. Exactly right, Katie. We brought it on ourselves with all our liberal indulgences like art, cake, and healthcare. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our firstborns, or to push a beloved family pet.
Absolutely, Alan. If we can all successfully come together as a community and perform the ritual, hopefully we will appease the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over
What's
the
that?
past few years under Advance, they've invested heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
Is it lucky that the Llama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5 fucking
Oh my god!
The Alliance of Fish People are amassing an army.
They're in the same place.
Amassing an army to kidnap our children.
That's you. That's what you sound like. That's you. That's what you sound like.
But
Meh.
I
Meh.
the
Meh.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend.
Oh, the audience is
I've got
annoyed.
loads of friends.
No, you haven't.
I don't think you do, Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan.
I'm not lying. You are.
Oh, good one. Oh, good one.
Well, I'm telling.
Alan James.
Alan, you know what
Katie
they say about
Brighton, thank you
snitches,
for
Alan.
joining me. Some real food for thought there from two of the territory's leading minds. Any moment now, I'll be heading over to Jeremy, who is going to be bringing us an up-to-the-minute report of the status of the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure was a reasonable debate which really contributed to the national conversation. Next, out on the streets, someone who's always doing exactly that. It's Patrick Bannon. Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello, I'm here. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yep, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. So my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner, waiting to end the fledgling career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realised? Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
Well, that's actually a sponge. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy. The network didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been forced to improvise. In fact, showing the sort of resourcefulness that would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
From your point of view, Patrick, just how safe are our streets?
Not safe at all, Jeremy, not safe at all. I'd recommend people staying inside, following government advice and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
Mm-hmm. And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on? Oh, God. I'm just looking for a sign. There it is. I'm on Bannon Avenue.
Bannon Avenue?
Yep.
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the sign, it says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh, yeah, that is like, that's strange, that's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon. Alright, fine, I'm not on Bannon Avenue, I'm at home, to be honest. Alright, fine. Well, I'm in my bathroom, technically, but, you know, I couldn't face it, to be honest, mate. It's, you know, it's terrible out there. I don't want to go outside. They're everywhere. I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
You hear that sound? What was that?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh, fuck, it does. Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh,
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different gendered household implement, ready to bash in the heads of lying little roving reporters.
You're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit, fucking, listen to me, you bastards! If you're out there, just to piss off, you little fucking snuggle fuck! I'm too talented to die! Oh, too talented to die! Okay, it's fine. It's
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off. What do you see, Patrick? Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you belong. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we'll be hoping to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles. Join us after this.
That was
Yeah, right.
tricky.
Yeah, I had them delivered. Yeah, to Bannon Avenue.
Your children are our future. All right, mate. Dave here. I've run into a few problems getting back. Although not as bad as yours. Looks like you've got one loose in the studio. Whack it on the head if it gives you any trouble. It's pretty bad here too, mate. They've got on board. Captain's down. Worse, chef's down and we're out of rum. Not sure I'm going to make it to sobriety or dry land. If I had a missus, I'd ask you to tell her that I love her, but to be honest, I've kind of pissed my life away, mate. Still, at least I'm outdoors, eh? Or abandon them to a life of shame and mockery.
Right, so now I gotta whack them over the head as well as electrocute them.
On the streets. So you sent them to fly with us instead.
I accidentally changed out the first tape.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to. I don't have to.
Lurking in the water.
No, you're being a child. I'm not. I'm not.
We can't believe
I'm not. 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the National Nightly. Well, welcome back anyway. We know isolation isn't easy, so finally tonight we have something a bit different for you. Even though some people have heard it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense, other, more important people overruled those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win. And who will National Nightly lose.
National Nightly, National Nightly, National Nightly lose.
So, how do we play? Well, it's Tommy Harris. Hello, Tommy.
All right, Johnny. It's good to see ya.
And how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that actually. Yeah.
You're in bed, Tommy.
Yes, you called during nap time, so.
Of course, that's my fault. So, why don't you tell us how the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy, you sausage. I'm going to ask contestants from around the territory 3 questions about what else, yours truly. And those people are going to get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Jeremy.
Oh.
Thank you. This.
Is that... What is that?
It's my athletic support, Jeremy.
Oh.
But I've signed it, so...
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once-in-a-lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy. And can I just say,
She's turned something off at the plug, Alex. She's turned off the trip switch, Alex.
Can we get this shambles underway?
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30 seconds on the clock, please?
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock. So,
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
August at 7:19 a.m.
That is absolutely correct. Question 2. What? I said, what is my favourite colour?
Crushed praline 4.
Correct. The colour of my nipples is my star sign.
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable. That is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch. How did you do, Tommy?
Well, Angie, my love, you got every single question right. Which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the line at Jelly Bean?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Hartleach. Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I am, Jamie, darling.
Thank you for being here, Sonia.
That's really hard.
Oh, Tommy!
Let me guess, you work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away? Was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
What's about yourself, Sonia?
Oh, well, if you must play this game. I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of Rudy Beefman, Samuel Coffee Cup, and Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well, they may have closed the theatres, shut the studios, and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to a savvy clause in all of my artist contracts, I am able to claim my 15% from their unemployment benefit.
Wow,
God.
that certainly is sharp.
Standard stuff, standard stuff.
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work from home, you know, to keep costs down.
And who's this?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way!
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We've got time.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold. That's all right. Don't worry.
Hey, I'd love to show you some of my stuff. I've been working on some new shit.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
That's right. Yeah. I've been developing
Jeff Algebra.
some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
I love how his name keeps changing.
You kids love
Maths.
Timely child support payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers.
That's right. Animals! So, I'm trying to address the things that kids need to know, but through a medium that they'll understand. Do you understand?
I think, yes. I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. So, the first one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's Mortgage Repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does he have a broker?
He does, yes. He's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Oh,
do the
yes,
bear.
right. This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear, because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he? But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
This is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise, old octopus who takes him under his wing and says,
Wing.
"No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad.
You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition
Snuggled thingies.
and these dreams.
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need.
What you need to do to find happiness in this crazy old forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow, you really have taken yourself to new depths. And what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh, fuck shit, fuck.
What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you all right, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Well, all the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Becomes a bear maths teacher.
Oh, and we end... We end on a big musical number. Oh, there's dancing. It's very repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, I might be able to... Hang on, can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I?
Yeah, the plug switch is annoying because I can't see it because the subtitles are over the top.
Nobody saw coming. Or wanted. At all.
Why did I suddenly
I
get
can only apologise
confetti?
in advance for what we're all about to endure.
Where's the button on this fucking... Ah.
Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Like wise old Mr. O, with way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow, they're always in good moods. But that's 'cause they don't know they'll soon be sliced up into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Please do not applaud, I'm a massive fraud. Shacked up with the agent while the wife thinks I'm abroad.
You said you were done.
Oh, I say that to everyone. Sometimes when I'm tipsy, me and Angela still have fun. Mr. Bear, I don't even care. Sonia takes it up the bum and shaves her pubic hair. Mr. Bear,
That's an overshare. That was for your birthday and you're never going back there.
Mr. Bear, I'm in disrepair. Didn't check my prostate, now it's started sprouting there.
Mr. Bear, I have private health care, 90 pairs of shoes and 30 different types of cookware.
Mr. Bear, I feel laissez-faire. Maybe when the lockdown lifts, I'll hit on the au pair.
Mr. Bear, I don't mean to swear, but I'll give a fucking nickel for a lock of Johnny's hair.
Mr. Bear, what a lovely chair. Mr. Bear, you've got the news caught up in your hair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? Mr. Bear, Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a hat entirely made of avocado pear. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That is a cutlery pie. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the sound a mushroom makes opening a deck chair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That is a suit for a fly. That is a goat in a tie. That is a dream when you fry.
I got an 8!
And before we say goodnight, there's just time for tonight's parable. For it did come to pass that on the road there was a wise man and a foolish man and a weird man. And there did come upon them from the local village a truth seeker named Unlikely Brian. And he did come to them with alms and someone else's arms and a question. "O wise and weird and foolish man," he said, whilst dancing the traditional jig of inquiry common in those lands at those times, "how, grant thou, can the many weights and measures of life be balanced?" And the wise man did say, "There are no riches greater than family." And the foolish man did say he'd heard a good tip for the camel race and that it was a sure thing. And the weird man did say that 2 ears was just the right number, because there was no good place to put a third that wouldn't be aesthetically upsetting. Although he did see the use for a second anus. And Unlikely Brian did fall into wonder and befuddlement at their
What the
answer,
hell is happening?
although he was also wondering if either the foolish man or the weird man had any actual value in this sort of professional consultative environment, for what he did not know was that the profound man and the practical man were both on annual leave that week, and the foolish man and the weird man were all that the agency had available. But what Unlikely Brian did not reveal was that he was asking for his friend Alex, who had enraged their spouse over a passport, treated their son Charlie like he was still a little baby, and was too miserly to even pay for their daughter's holiday. And thus did Alex's family become like our Lord, when he discovered a turd in his cradle and was forced to ask Nebuchadnezzar to leave. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. I'm Archangel Megan Wolf. Have a hateful night. Are we done? Oh my God. I thought I was going to piss myself halfway through that. Not even joking. Right, babe, I've got to go and get my bits done. Yeah, I'm seeing that guy tonight again, aren't I? Yeah, well, at the end of the day, babes, he makes my fanny flutter. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, come on then, you lot, out my house. And you, Alex. All right? I don't want you here when I'm on my date. I'm on a promise. Alex.
Wake up, Alex!
Wake up!
Wake up! Wake up, Alex! Alex! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
That'll make sense. I managed to get the alt version. Oops. Oh, I got a D. Complete the lockdown broadcast. Why? Oops, I got the alt version. It was weird. Oh, and I got a... Surprisingly, it's real. Experience the surreal dream for the lockdown broadcast. I got a rare. Let's get more info. Some rude words were broadcast. I'm sorry. An interference-free show, an exceedingly poor edit. I'm sorry! But you tried dealing with the damn things cutting off the frickin' sound. Excuse me. The world is equal to... Yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't see what the, didn't give me the thing. I missed, I think. Oh, never mind. Okay, we need to finish off. Your wealth is affected by your choices at home or work. Day 153, 54, a rude awakening. Uh-oh. A rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor brings you slowly back to consciousness. Opening your eyes, you're greeted with a semicircle of concerned faces. Your family by your side, a reassuring familiar sight in these new surroundings. You blink a few times to clear the sleep from your eyes and bring everyone into focus. Looking up, Sam's face is a mixture of concern and frustration. Things haven't been great between you two lately, and Chris hasn't been helping things. Looming at Sam's shoulder with a sour expression, it's clear there's still no love lost between the two of you. While Sam clearly is worried about you, the family scowl is obvious on both their faces. You reach out a hand to Sam. Thanks for coming, honey. I can't believe I've just woken up to the gruesome twosome. No, we were going to say thank you. The worry for you wins out and Sam takes your hand before leaning in to kiss your forehead. Of course, sweetheart, I could never been anywhere else. But for the first time in a while, you both genuinely smile at each other before you look to the rest of your family. Susie is standing up to Sam, less worried now that you're awake and smiling. You can see Sam's worry on your daughter's face, but it quickly turns to a frown when she notices you looking at her. Glad you're okay. Muttered more than said, a grudging acknowledgement that despite your recent differences, she still cares. Yeah, thanks for coming, grown back playfully. Yeah, thanks, is all you can manage, sighing. Susie can't help but smile back at you, rolling her eyes good-naturedly. It's great to have her here. Charlie catches your eye as he fidgets with the edge of the blanket. You cock your head and look at him, one eyebrow raised questioningly. As soon as you turn to look at him, you can see Charlie tense up, his concern clear on his face. So, you're definitely good, right? He finally asked, quickly looking away. Of course I am, buddy. There's nothing to worry about. I'll be fine, Charlie. Leave the blanket alone. False bravado, that's what parents do. Charlie looks at you and grins, one of those infectious smiles that spreads around the room. It's always good to have him in your corner. I think what happens is I manage to electrocute myself. But anyway, your smile fades as you notice your mother staring listlessly out the window. Despite her best effort, she's not been doing well lately. You okay, Mum? Your mother starts, your call clearly shocking her out of her reverie. She turns to you and smiles, and you're grateful to see the increasingly rare recognition in her eyes. Yes, of course, dear. How are you feeling? You smile warmingly and nod, but before you can respond, a doctor bustles in and ushers everyone out. She asks you, for what feels like the 100th time, how you're feeling. Surprisingly well, all things considered. Excellent. There's no sign of any real damage, just a bit of a shock to the old system, pardon the pun, she smiles. Not that we recommend you do anything like that again, of course. After a couple of days' rest at home, you should feel right as rain. She turns to leave, but stops at the door. Oh, in the private room in care. The doctor gestures to your room, which you now notice looks rather expensive. It's all been paid for by Mr. Bozeman. He left those flowers and said not to worry and take the rest of the week off. He'll see you Monday, apparently. Seems like the least he could do. Oh, yeah, I totally got electrocuted then. But hey, I got the alt version of Mr. Bear. All right, day 180. A burden to bear. Watching it back without playing it, they drop subtle hints about what's happening all the way through the episode. Interesting. You'll have to explain that to me then. Okay. You come home from a particularly late shift to find the kitchen light still on, which isn't normally a good sign. Everyone's usually in bed by now. Softly opening the kitchen door, you find Sam sat at the table. Bills and papers are strewn in front of them, as well as what looks to be their second pack of biscuits. They give you a quick kiss as you take a seat next to them. Yeah, honestly, was just trying to hold the whole thing together and not fail, so I probably didn't miss the hint. I missed all the hints. They said shocking once or twice and getting Jeremy's name wrong and the sun turning. Oh, we saw the cartoon sun. I thought that was just cute. And Jeremy's name keeping on changing was just amusing me greatly. I didn't catch the shocking part. But yeah, I totally realised that I must have gotten overly shocked. But hey, let me continue. I'm fine with that. You take a seat next to them. Sam frowns and goes back to the bill they're holding. Hey, sweetheart, just looking at the numbers again. The doors to the pantry now converted into your mother's bedroom. Doing our best, but I think Cassandra really needs a nurse to look after her now. Suddenly the bills are all you can see. It says off. Fortunately, with all the money that's been coming in and what we've been able to save, we've got more than enough to keep going. With Susie home to help out, the nurse would only need to be part-time anyway. Sam smiles at you. I know things have been difficult and the daily care won't be cheap, but she's your mother. We really have to, don't we? You gratefully smile back. Of course you'll pay for the care your mother needs. Your mother hasn't been herself for a long while. Maybe it's time to consider... Nope. Nope, not other option. The sword of Damocles! It's hanging over my head. God, I love Rocky Horror. I should watch that again. The sword of Damocles sheathed, at least for the moment. Oh, now we're sometimes splurging. You grab the papers and stuff them into a drawer. It's such a relief not to have to worry about it anymore, so you're told Sam. Hours later, you're still awake, staring at the ceiling thinking, how long will the money last? 180, 81, 200 and something. 232. You can change the interference sensitivity in the options menu. How long does how much longer is this game? Like like a playthrough? Because it's slightly later than I was planning on. Well, this is about as long as I thought it was going to go, 3 hours. Day 232, the silence. So how many days do we go? I could have a look at the achievements, I suppose. I've got 8 so far, nice. 8 hours for a single playthrough. Right, so we're nowhere near the end then. Yeah, cool. We will call it here then. Get an A+ for any broadcast. I did. Do they mean the whole broadcast, not just the segment? Get an A+ for 3 different broadcasts. Okay, some secret stuff. Rally again. Yeah, I mean, I could have rallied against the establishment. Max out the boost. But I did. I got an 8. Replay. Oh, interesting. Okay, watch one of my own broadcasts. Watch a broadcast back in the Russia's room. What's the difference? Oh, right, okay, so I could have gone. Play each of the 5 different challenge types, 5 custom challenges. 3 versions of Bozeman's lockdown educational video. Not even been paying attention to the adverts. Lots of secret stuff, which I'm not going to thingy. Complete any sequence with all 5 challenge types enabled at once. My god. 5 sequences with all 5 challenge types. Okay. Lock every reward in the challenge room. Oh, I haven't done challenges yet. Be the only living family of the Winston... Only living member of the Winston family? Jesus. Bring the whole Winston family. Alright, this sounds very ominous. Meet Neil at the red carpet. Meet the Mayor of Bumley at the red carpet. Meet Helena Canterbury Boatshoe at the red carpet. Have to contribute to the assets and wealth tax. See a familiar trinket on the news. Play through one of the finales with at least 3 challenges enabled. Complete the telethon. Play through the final round of sports board with no audio. The lockdown episode was filmed in the actors' own homes, did their own makeup, audio, and voice video recording, with direction via. I'm assuming that's a Zoom. Yeah. Complete the live and spooky Bannon special. So then that's the spooky stuff. Okay, so lots of stuff. Gonna require some jiggling. But yeah, I think we'll quit to main menu. Wow, that looks horrifying.
Good evening.
Guinea pigs lost it.
And I'm Jeremy Dalton.
I have unlocked additional content. And a challenge room. Oh, I see. He's taken away the cable to the satellite to save money because he thought it might be Snake. Now we've got interference all over the shop and it's coming faster than ever. Stay on your toes. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we do have the telephone and live and spooky, which is additional content. So, yeah. Interesting.
What a wild ride this has been.
Cool. So yeah, I did unlock like a trophy somewhere, but I haven't seen that. So, oh, unless it was in the challenge room. I don't know. So I don't know where that is, but it's fine. So yeah, I am suddenly really warm. I don't have the fan on and it's like 26. I've lost the cool out of my flat now. So I'm gonna go and find my big fan and go to bed. $29.5 hours to 100%. Oh, well, that's assuming some kind of skill, right? Let's have a look what TA says if it's got an estimate. Only one person has completed it, including the DLC. Time played 60 hours. Only one person's completed the base game. Blimey. There's a lot of 4s in this. There's a average rating of 4.44 stars. 401 people have played it. And yeah, one person has completed it on Xbox. 3 people have completed the DLC of 28 players. So yeah, trying to figure out what genre it fits under. It's currently classified as action, which does not feel right. I'm not sure it fits under anything really. It's kind of its own genre. What does Twitch say? Simulation adventure game. Yeah. Yeah, simulation adventure. I'm gonna submit a genre. Query. I just don't feel like it's action. Action is pew, 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 pew. Not, oh my god, I've got to biff the stupid toy over the head. and Mr. Bear. But that was fun. I might come back to that one on stream. At some point I'm going to run out of Power Wash. I got the filth version. Of course I got the filth version. I electrocuted myself. I was not paying attention to which buttons I was pressing. I was trying to get a good edit. I did it for the edit. For the audience. But yes, I got the filth version with the hairy buttholes. Good thing Twitch had already marked this stream as mature. Or mature content advisory. So we were fine. Yeah. So that was not for broadcast. Tiny Build. Publisher, Not Games developer, came out on the 23rd of March 2023. And thank you very much to Ideate Xbox. It's an Ideate Xbox game for the code for streaming. I've had that on my list for a little while, finally got round to sorting out my list. I have this week's and next week's streams all planned. Go me, I'm excellent. Tomorrow, Jesse and I are hopefully, cross fingers, getting down with another Artifacts Mundi game. We're going to do the first one in the Demon Hunter series. We're going backwards through this thing. I don't know why. So we'll get to see the origins of the things that we've already played. Thursday, we're going to finish off the Final Fantasy VII DLC on Power Wash Simulator and maybe do a bonus job to get the 100% on the achievement before new DLC comes out. I think we'll probably get one more stream out of it for bonus jobs. And then we'll take a break and do something else for our chill. I'm not sure this is chill, though. So we're just going to find something else to chill to. Saturday is a triple Joe case, check the Discord for details, and Sunday we're going back to Danganronpa. So yeah, this one might stay vaguely in rotation, just because I think it's quite funny to broadcast. It's engaging enough that if chat's being slow, then I'm not just stressing staring at chat. But chat's been very active. Thank you very much, Leaky, for contributing the cool facts. Welcome to our new follower. Thank you for the resub, Leaky. And yeah, it's been a good stream. Time sort of flew away. I'm not sure that... I feel like I've gone down the supporting the government route. And I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. It's not been stressful, it's more been, at least they've marked the controls. It got a little bit more stressful, well, not really stressful, complicated when you had to, deal with the stupid bear thing turning off the plugs. Because I couldn't see, because the subtitles were in the way, which plugs have been turned off. So that was tricky. And I think I actually turned on someone that didn't have plugs in. So that was the only minor thing, was obviously, well, aside from my angel being over the top of the rating, was, yeah, just the plug turning off thing, because suddenly I had no sound. I couldn't control my vision board or whatever it was. But anyway, it was fun. I enjoyed it. But yeah, we probably do a couple more streams of it, like at least a single playthrough, maybe have a look at the DLC. But we'll see. It can go in the queue of possibilities if I don't have any idea what to stream. But as I said, next 2 weeks are planned. Feeling very organised. Yeah. At some point we need to do my last request, which is Plague Tale of Innocence for Dan. I was waiting until he was feeling better. And so, yeah, maybe that goes in. Could do that on a Thursday for a bit. It's fairly chill, just, rats and darkness. I don't know. We will see. But anyway, for now, I am quite warm actually, so I'm going to go and, well, probably have a cold shower, go to bed. But yeah. So, yes. Hello. Thank you very much, everyone. I've been Joe, otherwise known as Angel SK. I'm back tomorrow, 8 PM, hopefully. And yeah. Fun stealth game? What do you mean by stealth game? because it was stealthily fun. I knew it was going to be fun. Oh, Playtale. I forgot what I said, see? Okay, anyway. Bye-bye. I've been Joe. Angel SK, you know the drill. See you later. Bye.